Bowhunt or Die is being brought to you by Matthews, Lost Camo, Lone Wolf Portable Tree Stands, Hunter Safety System, Heartland Wildlife Institute, New Archery Products, Tinks, Carbon Express, Stealth Cam, Moose Utility Division, Lacrosse Footwear, Scent Blocker, Pine Ridge Archery, and Can Cooker.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Bowhunt or Die. I'm Todd Graff. As always, Justin Czar is beside me. Justin, boy, I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to write this year off yet as being the hardest year, but I'm going to tell you what, it's been tough out there for a lot of guys.
Well, yeah, it's been probably one of the most difficult Octobers, anyways, that we've had in a long time. Going into last weekend, you and I talked about it. It looked like conditions were perfect for somebody to kill something big this last weekend. I mean, we were coming off the full moon, cold temperatures.
Well, besides cold, 25 degrees. I mean, it was awesome.
I mean, for October in Illinois, that's pretty cold. So we just, I don't know, at least I assumed anyways, I was going to go out and see bucks everywhere. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't see anything bigger than like a year and a half old.
Well, luckily for me, I did finally lay my eyes on 3 different shooter bucks. We're going to save those for another episode, but yeah.
Shoe graph over here.
Someone didn't trim a tree, and I could have had a giant buck, but I'm blaming him.
If memory serves, you hunted that tree and said, the next time I hunt there, I'm going to cut that limb down, and you never cut it down, so don't blame me.
Well,
this one's on you, buddy.
He hung the set, I'm blaming him, and I'm going to cut that limb down. There's no question about it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in the tree with Clinton as he takes time out of his hunting season to take his brother-in-law, who's in the military, out on a great hunt.
Okay, it's October 8th. I'm running late. Didn't get off work till late, so I'm gonna lay this hunt out for you before we get there. My brother-in-law Ty's home. He's in the Army. He's home on leave for a month. He's usually in Afghanistan this time of year the last few years, so he doesn't get to hunt very much. I kind of made the decision last night thinking about it. I'm gonna hang my bow up for the next few weeks and either just film Ty or film Frank on Sundays when Frank's off work. So Ty's only shot 1 deer with his bow, so this is going to be pretty exciting for us because he's going to shoot whatever comes by the tree. So we're going to get kind of back to the basics of bow hunting here for the next couple weeks. We're going to call this the Central Illinois military edition to bowhunting.com. So stay tuned with us tonight, and hopefully we can do this thing some justice and get something killed.
I'm Ty. I'm Clint's brother-in-law. We married sisters, and I'm in the Army. And on my way to Oklahoma to be a recruiter. Just left Fort Hood, Texas. But came up here trying to kill some deer, take a break, relax a little bit before I start on my new job as a recruiter. So Clint's always gracious enough to bring me out here and put me in some of the areas that he's worked so hard to make good deer spots. And hopefully tonight my luck will play out and Clint's hard work, and I'll be able to shoot a nice buck. Welcome back, everybody, to day 2 of the military edition of Bowhunt or Die. Yesterday was a swing and a miss. We had a doe come in, and I whiffed the shot over her back. So we're back again, gonna try again, and hopefully my luck will go just the same, but I'll make a better shot. Welcome to the bonus night of the military edition of Bowhunt or Die. As you can see, I'm clean shaven. I've got a fresh haircut. I'm getting ready to go back to work.
Ty Huston, welcome to Bowhunt, baby.
I'm gonna fall down the street. Holy smokes. That is an awesome buck. Oh, smokes. I'm so glad I passed on that one. I was regretting that so bad. Oh man, I'm so lightheaded. We better take our time getting out of this tree. I'm gonna fall right out. Oh, I'm so dizzy. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was awesome.
I got pictures of that deer all summer, but he was
Do
on the
you?
hit list.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so it's about 8:30. So it's about 2.5 hours after I shot the buck. Let's go get him.
What do you got there, Ty?
Oh man. Well, I am glad he didn't go very far. That's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was definitely an exciting night for us here in Central Illinois. I mean, the end of October can be a special time, and as you see in the past, scrape hunting, that's kind of our thing. You know, we get on the doe groups on these food plots, and comes to the end of October, we start hunting these scrapes, and I'm just pretty thrilled tonight. We had a heck of a hunt. We've worked hard the last 3 weeks trying to get Ty a deer, and I'm glad it finally happened. I was pretty shook up in the tree, probably maybe a little worse than he was. So it's a great deer. He's 4 years old. Tyler and I both had pictures of him over here last couple years. Last year he was a limpy 10-pointer. You could see him limping tonight still. So just a good inning to a good story for us, and a pretty good way to get the year started.
Thanks, Clint.
No problem, bud.
You know, Todd, I think the coolest thing about this hunt, and something we touched on earlier, is the fact that, you know, Clinton gives up part of his season to take his brother-in-law out hunting, which I know a lot of guys probably wouldn't do, you know, but he really had a goal. He wanted to get out there. He wanted to, you know, film him harvest a deer. Not only was he lucky enough to film him harvest one, but he actually, you know, was able to harvest 2 deer, one of them being actually a really nice buck. And for only the 4th deer he's ever shot with his bow, that's a heck of a nice buck.
Yeah, I have a feeling that buck's going to go on the wall for sure. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, you know, Clinton, you know, is hunting a lot with Frankie. Frankie's been working a ton. He really wanted to do this for Ty. They were successful. I know he's lining up to, you know, take Frankie out hunting a lot now. So they got a great start of the season.
Yeah, no, it was a great hunt. So congratulations to those guys. The other thing, I guess, maybe we should touch on for a second is just, you know, the food plots, because we've had a lot of guys comment on, man, the food plots really didn't look that great this year because we had this drought. I mean, honestly, there's nothing you can do to control the weather. You know, it's going to rain or it's not going to rain. It doesn't really matter. But one thing this just goes to show you that even if your plots don't grow in the best, the deer are still going to come to them. They don't care what they look like. As long as there's something green for them to come eat, they're going to come eat it.
Yeah, they're not going to complain about whether it's this tall or this tall. If there's something that's different, if there's a different variety in an area that they can't get a lot of, they're going to come. They're going to eat it. So
yeah, and those food plots are a great spot to hunt in October when those bucks, you know, start looking for does.
We've been seeing that.
You know, speaking of does, next up we've got new team member Paul Morrison over in Ohio, and this is actually, I believe, his first filmed deer harvest for Bowhunt or Die. So let's check it out now.
Well, it is October 7th, and it just got cool last night. And I got off work early, and I wanted to go hit that spot where I passed up a nice 8-point the other night. I think it was Saturday night. And it turns out I wasn't able to get into that spot due to other complications. So I went to another spot that was actually pretty close to, not close to my house, but close to the house of this property. And there's a big cornfield right in front of me. And there's been some good mature does going evenings and mornings up this spot here. I've shot some does. I've had some good opportunities at some decent bucks here in the past. But early season seems like just the does are here. So we're on a mature doe mission. Now the problem with this is the doe are going to be right on me. I'm not going to get a lot of footage coming in and everything, but hopefully I'll be able to get everything ready fast and make a shot on a mature doe tonight. So that's what I'm shooting for. We'll see what happens. As soon as that sun hits the top of that corn, I think they'll start coming out, whether they come from the corn or whether they come from behind me. There's also a corner fence line here. They can come on either side of that, but that wind's right in my face. Any way they come, should be good. Started eating on the corn. And I think I just drilled her. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at the footage. That's how I feel right now. Yes. Yes. Alrighty. We just got out of the stand a little bit ago, went back up to the house and checked some footage, and it looked like I made a really good shot on her. I shot right beside that corn stalk, but it got a clean pass through. Let's go take a look at the impact and the arrow, and then we'll jump on the track, and hopefully she's not very far. So come on. I can see that launch pad from here. Let's go look at it. Laying right there. Got good blood and a little slug. It is all muddy. It's hard to see it. But I am shooting a thunderhead, the razor, and it passed through just like a field tip would. So let me shut this thing off. We'll get the track. Oh, nice. Here she is. Heck yeah. That was a good mature doe. She came in with a couple of other does, and I tell you what, I picked the biggest one out of the group and laid it to her. You know, we didn't have a whole lot of blood coming in here, but I knew where she went because of the camera, and I tell you what, we walked right up on her. She didn't go 45, 50 yards. I tell you what, it was an awesome hunt tonight. I saw more deer tonight than I have in the past week or so. It is October 7th. And I know I said October 6th on my interview earlier, but that's because I was excited to get in the tree. So we're gonna get her out of here, get her tagged real quick, and we'll get home. Bow hunt or die.
You know, that was a great hunt, Justin. First of all, I know for a fact that Paul has got some great bucks there. We've seen the photos, we've seen some trail camera photos. He passes on a nice deer, a deer that a lot of people would shoot, but you know what? He's sticking with the plan. He shot a nice doe. He's got meat for the freezer, the best times ahead of him, so I got a feeling there's going to be some good deer coming his way.
I agree, and you know, one thing to point out too is that, you know, Ohio, where he's hunting, it's a 1 buck state. Right. You only get 1 buck tag, so if you're out trying to shoot a big one and you shoot that, you know, 2, 3.5-year-old deer that walked in front of him, he's done for the year. So I think he did the right thing, passing that deer, made a great shot on the doe. Overall, it was a good hunt. So, Todd, what do we got up next?
Well, this is definitely a bow hunt or die first. I have to admit, Justin, I have never had a chance to go hunting with my girlfriend, that's for sure.
Well, hopefully you don't have any girlfriends, right. Considering you're married. I hope your wife isn't watching this.
No, well, first of all, let me fix this. I didn't mean with my girlfriend, but Bryan has an opportunity at a young age that he is to actually go hunting with his girlfriend. And not only do they go hunting, they actually are successful, and she picks up the camera and does all the filming. It's an awesome hunt, so let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and join Bryan and his girlfriend Annie in the tree stand.
just got set up in the stand. It's still pretty windy out. It's supposed to die down later on. The wind for this stand is good. We haven't hunted this stand yet this year. Got my girlfriend filming me again. This morning we hunted, but we didn't see any deer. We did see 3 bobcats, but that was the only thing we saw. Our stealth cam got some pictures of some really nice bucks. We haven't checked them in a while. Haven't touched this part of the woods in a while, so stay tuned. Bowhunt. There's 2 other ones behind her. She came right up on the corn, right on the corn edge, and gave me a perfect 15-yard shot, and I smoked her. She ran 40 yards and fell over, so great doe management. So we're gonna head back, get my dad and his girlfriend, and then get the recovery, so stay tuned.
The blood trail down. We already know she's down there, but we're still gonna follow the blood, so come on. Okay, this is right where I shot her. Okay guys, here she is. Put a perfect 16-yard shot on her. Kill zone smoked right through her. Matthews did his job. Girlfriend did her job. Got it all on film perfectly, so pretty great job. We've been out here all weekend. Hopefully trying to get a doe down, and that's exactly what we did, so here we go. Bowhunt or die.
Well, you know, guys, that was another great hunt from Bryan Mazur, and you know, much like Todd, I was never fortunate enough to get out with any of my girlfriends when I was younger. Don't have any girlfriends now since I'm also married.
For the record.
Just in case my wife is watching. But, you know, in any case, it was a great hunt. It's cool to see 2 kids get out there together in the tree, you know, bow hunting and loving it as much as we love it. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you what, Bryan can shoot a bow too. I mean, Justin, he shoots a bow better than I shoot, I think.
The kid is definitely a stone cold killer. When he gets a deer in front of him and he comes to full draw, that deer is going to be dead the vast majority of the time.
No
so congratulations to Bryan and Annie. That was a great hunt. And you know, Todd, next up, I guess we got a couple updates from the rest of the team who honestly have been struggling about as much as you and I have.
Yeah, well, I mean, first up, we've got Chad Stillman. I mean, you know what? Him and his wife are still at it hard. He had a good start early season-wise.
Yeah.
And after the beginning of him shooting that first deer in Wisconsin, he hasn't seen anything since.
Yeah, it's been pretty much downhill from there. And then we've also got Dan Richardson.
Yep.
He's over in Indiana, southern Indiana. Got a lot of great deer on his trail camera, but it's been real slow for him. He's had a lot of rainy weather.
He's got that history with that one big buck.
Yeah. So we're definitely hoping that things are going to pick up for him here in the near future. And then what about Troy?
Troy and Tim, I mean, again, 2 diehard teammates. They're seeing a couple small bucks. Tim was lucky enough to get a doe, but he's yet to lay his eyes on a good buck. So we'll have to see how it all pans out for them. I know they're definitely giving it their all, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the small bucks seem to be up on their feet. I'm seeing a few of them. You're seeing them. hopefully the bigger ones follow suit here pretty soon. And then, you know, last but not least, we've got,
this one kills me,
you know,
Justin.
Tyler Rector down there in Central Illinois, who unfortunately has just been absolutely hammered by EHD. I mean, if you go back and watch his hit list from earlier this summer, I mean, he had some absolute giant deer on, you know, his trail camera, and a lot of them. I mean, he probably had a dozen bucks that I would be extremely happy to shoot, and I think 90% of them are dead.
Yeah, it's you know what? I'm sitting in the tree stand. I keep getting these texts from him, and it's just dead deer after dead deer. And I mean, honestly, I can feel the pain a little bit. I mean, I lost one of my biggest bucks this year to EHD. I found another one last week. It's just that's a killer. I hope his luck changes around. I hope he's able to find a deer somewhere, or maybe he's got a hunting spot that he can hunt a little bit further away.
Well, I know that he actually just recently had a pretty nice buck show up on his trail camera.
I didn't hear this, so.
Well, that's because you don't check your email, because you're out hunting all the time. But in any case, Tyler did email all of us a stealth cam picture of a great buck that he knows is still alive. And the cool thing about that photo, we'll show it to you guys, is you can actually see the headlights of Tyler's combine in the background as he's combining beans, and this deer's out in the field. So
that's cool.
Pretty cool photo. He's still got some good deer. He's, like I said, combining a lot, so hopefully he can get something on the ground before too long. So I guess with all that being said, that's all the hunting action we've got for this week's show. Before we go, of course, we want to thank the people who sent in their photos.
Austin Mercer,
Davin Phillips,
Paul Johnson,
Caitlin Alejandre,
Paul Kangas. Well, with that being said, we hope you had a great Halloween, and hopefully you made it to the tree stand, and your best treat was a big buck underneath it. Now, with that being said, one thing that we want to definitely let you know about is we have the all-new Matthews bows. Both Justin and I have been shooting them, testing them, reviewing them. We even both had a chance to harvest a deer with them, so that's pretty cool. If you'd like to see that review, make sure you check it out on Monday right here on bowhunting.com. In the meantime, don't forget to check out facebook.com/bowhunting for daily updates, news, photos, and other exciting information. We want to hear your opinions and your stories, so join us now and like us on Facebook. With that being said, that's all we have in this week's episode. Before we leave, we want to wish everyone a happy Halloween.
Sorry. Your leg was touching my leg.
As always, Justin is on my side. See, now you got me all jerked. I'm Todd Graff. As always, Justin Zahar is behind. I'm Todd Graff. As always, Justin Zahar is right here beside me to tell you about all the great things we got. I'm deciding myself.